Hi there, my name's Stuart and this is your LEGO Games and Movie Counterparts comparison.
Yeah!
Joining me today is Ryan and John.
Hello, hello.
Hey, hey. And in this podcast we'll show you the highs.
And the lows.
Now, all the films have great action scenes and iconic moments. Here are a few of the best ones from each game.
You're not sorry? You're not sorry at all.
Riddle me this. What's green and found in your wallet?
Money.
No, not anymore.
Now, we all know with great characters comes great responsibility.
Oh, dude, this isn't Spider-Man.
True. Okay, however, I'm Batman.
I'm Batman.
That scene takes me back. A classic.
Okay, guys, so this is LEGO Batman 2, yeah?
Yeah, and with 50 playable characters that you can unlock, and 10 DLC characters you can buy.
That is a lot of characters. However, are they all just the same?
No. They each have their own individual powers. For example, Superman can fly, Batman can glide and use different power suits, and the Flash can run really, really fast.
Let's not forget the DLC characters, guys.
Yes, 10 in total, roughly £2 each, but may vary. But there are some great choices, such as Zatanna, who uses magic, and Nightwing, a very agile and athletic character.
These characters are good, but how about if they don't suit your fancy?
Well, don't worry about that. You can create your own.
Yes, there's 10 created character slots to be exact.
However, guys, should point out, unlike games such as DC Universe Online, you cannot custom their abilities.
But don't let that put you off, as the gameplay and cutscenes will make it well worth the time.
Yeah, this is something I must say as a regular LEGO gamer. I can back up what they're saying, and they are getting very good at these cutscenes.
Okay, and now this is Lord of the Rings character selection screen, which, considering the selection screen can be, you can get it on that from in-game as well by holding triangle and select the character that you wish, but at the start of the game you need to pick the character again that you wish to use. There's much more options as well, and as you can see down below, there's 10 DLC characters as well which you can use, which is something that Indiana Jones didn't offer.
Positive this time compared with Indiana Jones, there are many more characters to select while you're playing through a level, or
Each character has their own abilities, like Gandalf can shoot magic, Aragorn can track, Gimli can destroy rocks, Legolas, like all elves, can jump higher. So that each have their own abilities which make the gameplay much more fun.
Okay, so this is Indiana Jones, and this is the character selection screen. This is basically the hub of it looks pretty nice, and there's quite a lot of characters as you can see, but the selection can be a bit dated, to be fair, but we'll touch on that in a sec. In game you can choose any character that you can see here as well, but for the start of the game you do need to choose the two main characters from the film.
however, the negative side to this, there are only specific characters you can use when you're actually playing a certain level. throughout the level.
Oh, so such as Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Okay, but because of that lack of characters, the abilities are shared between levels. Indiana Jones has got his whip, but he doesn't have his gun. Like with his whip allows him to reach places and pull objects. Whereas with like females like Marion, she can jump really high. You also have people with swords, guns, explosives, so like.
Okay, and this is Star Wars. As you can see, again, large character selection, and obviously on that the hub of it is pretty nice as well. The outline of it is really good. There's a few DLC characters on that you can again unlock. And the downside though, however, unlike Lord of the Rings, you can't actually choose your character in game. So the character that you select at the start is the character you'll be using.
Again, positive, same as Lord of the Rings, you have many characters to choose from while playing the game.
Yeah. Each character have their own abilities, like Jango Fett and Boba Fett can hover and fly using their jetpacks, as well as shoot rockets like all the other bounty hunters, whereas Jedis can fly, use the Force, have lightsabers, deflect bullets. Like droids like 3CPO and R2D2 won't get attacked, and clones are pretty standard.
Luke, trust me.
His computer's on. Luke, you switched off your targeting computer. What's wrong?
Nothing. I'm all right.
Okay, so now this is LEGO Pirates of the Caribbean. This screen also features, much like the other LEGO games, the character selection screen. There are 90 possible characters that you can play with in LEGO Pirates of the Caribbean, 79 of them being normal, 11 of them will be custom. Unfortunately, there are no DLC characters. However, it can be a good thing or a bad thing.
As to other LEGO games, there are many possibilities with characters. There are, for instance, there are many different types of Jack that you can play as. There's Davy Jones, many different versions of Elizabeth, there's Will Turner, and also Blackbeard.
Each character have their own abilities and stuff, like dogs can dig. Jack has his compass ability, which, like, when uses, he can search for hidden objects. Blackbeard's sword shoots out a red lightning sort of thing, which repels people away, and if they get caught in it long enough, they'll be killed. There's hammers and throwing hammers.
My peanut.
All Alien! Slack and braces! Aye, Captain! Slack and braces! Step lively! With a will! Aye, right away, sir. I've got the fire down below! Help!
Okay, before we show you the action scenes, we'll show you how similar the LEGO cutscenes are compared to the original film version. So yeah, this is Lord of the Rings, and this looks pretty good. I mean, like, I like the way they're on that. They've got all their 3 rings there. I'm glad you were on the right hand side. Exactly the same, obviously, as the film, so that's why it looks so good.
Dwarves stay in the same formation, with like the comedic values, like one having a beer mug as well.
Yeah, this bit's quite funny, obviously, as well.
Yeah.
Drops the ring.
Now, the one person drops his where it doesn't in the film, as you can see, and it's also a longer cutscene.
Yeah. This is one of the best bits on that I really like about the comparison. Also, as you can see, like the Shire, and then Rohan, and I think on that the whole map in detail, like that's going to be something really good for fans. That looks really good. Obviously,
The ending is almost the same.
Yeah. prologue level.
This is the prologue level, as Stu has mentioned, showing the battle between Isildur and his son against Sauron.
And as you can see that there's hearts in the top of the screen. Those hearts represent how much health Sauron has, and the aim is to get all those hearts, to take out all those hearts.
Now the only way you can obviously hit Isildur successfully is by using
His sword.
His sword.
On his axe, when he's got it wedged in the ground, that will lose his health.
So when Sauron slams his axe down, you can then hit him with Isildur's sword.
And like there's obstacles going along the way, like every time it's not stuck, there'll be something like the lava plume you could see, or trails of fire going around. So even if it doesn't get stuck, it'll keep you running and dodging. As you can see now, it got stuck in the floor. Now, these are towers. Now, the patterns on the towers are Mordor bricks. Mordor bricks can only be destroyed by Isildur's sword.
So by selecting any other character, you can't actually damage the towers.
As long as you have someone with that sword, you can destroy it.
Something that looks really good in the background as well, as you can see, is also we like how the other animated characters that you can see running around, such as the elves swinging their swords and the orcs running. That's a nice little feature in the background. Here we have a cutscene introducing Helm's Deep, which is downloadable on the Xbox and the PS3.
My life or death, I can protect you. I will. You have my sword. And you have my bow.
And my axe.
Carry the fate of us all, little one. If this is indeed the will of the Council, then Gondor will see it done. 9 companions.
So be it. You shall be the Fellowship of the Ring.
Right. Where are we going?
Okay, and now we have Batman. This is also another demo level, much like the Lord of the Rings, that you can download off the Xbox or the PS3.
And this level is also the first level of the game, which gets sent in automatically. As you can see, we're starting off at an award ceremony where the Joker's overtaken, and so we're going around doing objects like building the stairs to get on the stage in order for us to chase him.
Something that's obviously a key feature in the Lego games, as you saw, was when you build things, much like the stairs. I like it kind of how it resembles the whole fact of when you're building Lego blocks together, you form an object. That's a nice little touch that they use in Lego games.
As you can see with this fight against Harley, to get her hearts down, similar with Sauron when he gets his mace stuck in the sword, you attack that. You just need to attack her with your Batarang. And same style, when her hearts go down, you win.
And each individual character obviously has their own unique moves, as you can see Batman and Robin using their Batarangs there on that to hit Harlequin.
And after each checkpoint there's a save point. Saving will allow you to come back later.
Go on, and this is something we really like, Hub World. It's the really opening world on that, like, first introduced in all the Lego games. This is probably the best one you can find.
In, like, as you can see, massive areas where we can fly around in, and like Superman again with his ability of freeze breath and laser eyes. I mean, who doesn't like that?
Now, as you're about to experience, all the films are iconic with their not only their cutscene story but also the music. So this is something that we really like. Obviously, when you're flying around as Superman, as you can tell, the music has now changed to the main theme tune of Superman. However, when you're running around as Batman, then often you'll hear the Batman tune.
As you can see, we're now driving the Batmobile. It's the Batmobile.
But it's not the only vehicle you can drive, is it?
No, you've also got Batman's bike, Robin's bike, the Robin colours Batmobile, other cars, jets, all sorts of things.
And we think the Batmobile here, as you can tell, looks pretty good as well.
It's got weapons like missiles and bullets, which you shoot the bullets by pressing square and missiles by pressing circle.
Okay, so this is Lego Indiana Jones, and we're going to show you the action scenes this time. They think they've done a pretty good job here. As you can see, they've got the blades spinning just like the first one. And what they can do is you can use your whip to get through each one, but be careful, because if the blades do hit you, then you won't just respawn where you died, you'll respawn at the beginning.
The second trial is the part where Indy needs to spell out the name of Christ, and we've learnt to our peril that you die a lot on this section, because if you spell it wrong you fall through the floor.
And the third trial, like everybody knows, is the leap of faith. It's represented in this game by the two strings on the side. You get both your characters to jump on them, and it shoots sand across. And when you cross the bridge, you'll go into the next cutscene. Okay, so here we have Lego Pirates, and as you can see, it's the bone cage cutscene. In this cutscene, Will gets thrown, meets up with Sees Jackie on the fire, gets thrown in the boat, gets captured, put in the bone cage, and thrown over the cliff, where he meets Mr. Gibbs, who's also in the same situation. That's when the two bone cages come in, and whilst they're doing that, you can see Jack run off.
This clip showing Stu and Ryan playing in bone cages, going around the mountainside. And yes, again, it is easy to die at this section because, as they found out today,
by rolling off.
yeah.
And this is the cutscene on that's set in London. It's a really good level, actually. We think it's one of our favourites in the whole game. And if you compare it to any other Lego game, it's quite kind of like adds its own individuality, so it's very good. Pretty much just jumping from one carriage to the other. If you do miss, you will die, but luckily you do respawn straight back onto the previous location where you last failed to make the jump. It's pretty good though, because you can do quite a lot of different things, and they haven't really ever done this in a Lego game before.
Here you can see the Geonosis battle scene, with all the Jedi turning up and doing their thing. Also, you can see Yoda doing his signature flipping and tricks, and Stu and Ryan changed into C-3PO and R2-D2, which are, as well as ghosts, cannot be attacked.
And in the hub worlds, Mos Eisley, you can attack people, and if you attack one and kill them, it will turn into a full-scale assault, and it's just really nuts.
Pretty much like Grand Theft Auto getting more stars.
Yeah.
And this is the Mustafar opening scene. I think they've done a really good job on this one as well. As you can see, just coming from the opening cutscene, Padme on that in Lego form looking pregnant, that's quite hilarious. And then you've got obviously the big battle between Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker. It sets up nicely on that for the final battle, which is done really well, and you can check that out as well. Okay, and here we have Mitch as well, who's also on my course. Say hi, Mitch.
Hello there.
Right, so Mitch, I hear you've played actually quite a few of these Lego games.
Oh, of course.
Cool. Which ones have you played?
The Batman, both Batmans.
Oh,
they've got to be my favourite.
Okay.
Although I'm a big fan of the Star Wars ones, but
yeah.
Pirates of the Caribbean's bottom of the list. They're the only ones I've played.
Okay.
I'd like to see this.
Okay, so what actually in the films and the games did you like? Like, what kind of is similar that you really think, they've done a really good job in the game on that?
I'm trying to think. Well, I'm a massive fan of the Batman films and Star Wars films.
Yeah.
So, it's going to be hard to compare a Lego game to the films.
Okay.
But
who's your favourite character
in all these Lego games? The Lego films.
All the films and all the Legos.
I feel like I want to say the Riddler.
The Riddler?
But I don't know.
Okay.
The Riddler from the Batman.
Yeah. And
from the Star Wars, I would say Darth Maul. Darth Maul was an awesome character on the games.
Okay, and now we've got Ollie. Hi, Ollie.
Hello.
Right, mate. Now we're doing the Lego games and film counterpart comparison. How do you feel about that?
Good.
Yeah? Okay, now, big fan of the films?
Yes.
Big fan of the games?
Oh, yes.
Which ones have you played?
Pirates of the Caribbean, At World's End, and Lord of the Rings.
Oh, okay. Now,
Twin
which
Towers.
one's your favourite?
Ooh, I'd say they're both just as good as each other.
Really?
Both comical aspects in their very good games.
Oh, okay. And what's your favourite film out of them?
I'd have to say Pirates of the Caribbean due to the more comical sense in it, whereas Lord of the Rings still very good, but quite a bit of running going on.
Okay. And are they as good as the films, the games?
I'd say they're just as good, yes.
Just as good? And
Yes.
why would you say that?
Well, as I said, films are very good, but they tend to take more Mickey takes with the Lego games, such as when you get certain characters dying in the Lord of the Rings one, they use bananas instead of arrows.
So such as Boromir?
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay, cool. And if I had to say to you, on a scale of 1 to 10, Lego games?
Oh, definitely 10.
A 10?
Yeah.
So you're a big fan?
Yes.
Wicked. Cool, thank you.
We got it down. So Stu, what is your favourite game of the bunch?
Well, dude, I think I'm going to have to go for Indiana Jones. I think it was a brilliant game. They've done a really good job. It's for anyone who wants to play a great game, but also I think it's just awesome for fans to play. It's so like the film. There's great comedy. The music is just fantastic. They've grabbed every single theme tune to the game to the film that you can think of, and the characters are just done so well, and it is visually just very impressive. What about you, John? What's your favourite game?
It's got to be Star Wars. I mean, they've kept to the foundations that is Star Wars, but they've added obviously the Lego comedy and fun for everybody to play, really.
Would you like me to find you a box?
How about you, Ryan? What's your favourite game?
My favourite game is the Lego Batman 2. It's because you've got such great characters and your favourite DC heroes and villains like Batman, Superman, Green Lantern, Joker, Lex Luthor, Man-Bat, Killer Croc, stuff like that. You got great vehicles like the Batmobile, with some exclusive coloured ones like Batman's Batmobile but Robin coloured, as well as the city looks great, and you got a lot of play options in levels and free play.
So it begins.
So Stu, how would you rate the games?
Well, I would say next to the film, I would say Indiana Jones is a close second, unfortunately. I mean, it is a brilliant game, as I've already said, and they just keep you laughing all the way through, much like the films were doing as well. Even though, as well, obviously, it's great for fans to play because it's an interactive experience, and it's great for even kids. Like, anyone can play it. But I would say, it's like, if I had the choice, I would still rather watch the film than play the game.
So, what score would you give it?
Well, the game, I am actually going to give it a quite high score because, as I said, it really is that good. And obviously, unlike the film, I suppose the advantages with the game is you can keep playing it, whereas a film, you wouldn't keep watching it like every other day. So, I'm going to give the game a 7 to 8. Actually, no, I'm going to give it an 8 overall. And then the film, I'll give a 9. Yeah, very close, but the film just gets one over. I think I'm giving it pretty much due to the whole experience. It set the bar, so yeah. Okay, John. So what about you? What would you say in close comparison and a final score?
Comparing the game to the film, like I mentioned before, they've definitely kept all the key elements and the key characters with the addition of the comedy, of course. I'd give the game an 8 or 9, and the film 9 to 10. How about you, Ryan? What do you reckon? What rating?
Batman, because it doesn't really have the film to compare to, but it's got features from all the films. So far, like, you got how like Batman doesn't want to work with others, you got other people who want to help but he's just rejecting, you got his thinking that he can take it all by himself, and it's just great. But again, it doesn't give you quite as much as the film, though you can keep playing the games. It's like the film's just a little bit more exciting. So I'll give like the game an 8 and the film a 9.
Cool, so overall, guys, we're putting the game at an 8 and we're giving the films a 9.
That is really close, showing just how
very close. Yeah. But that doesn't mean, guys, on that you shouldn't obviously play the game, as we've shown you. It is well worth playing, and if you're fans of the films, I would definitely play these games.
It's a great series with their own twists in it.
Yeah, definitely. Cool, guys. Well, I think it's been a pretty good podcast. I'm Stuart.
I'm John.
And I'm Ryan.
And thanks for watching our Parallel Games podcast.